Hello, this is Dana and welcome to my channel, The Orchid Hut. Thank you for taking some of your time today to watch one of my orchid videos. Today's video is just going to be a little bit of an orchid medley chit chat, give you a few updates on some of the orchids in my collection, and yeah, so it's just going to be pretty random. So we're going to start with, I believe, two of the orchids that were recent purchases, really maybe like about a month ago now. And they were in spike when I bought them, but now they are blooming, and so I wanted to show you what the bloom spikes look like now that they're opening. The first one is, let's see, an Oncidium type Twinkles Fragrance Fantasy. And so when there were just a couple of little buds open, I kept sticking my nose in the flowers trying to pick up on the scent. And it took a while for the scent to develop. And I think multiple buds had to be opened before you could really pick up on it. And it is extremely subtle. It's not the kind of fragrance that's going to fill the room or anything like that. And hopefully the camera can focus on some of the detail of those tiny, tiny, tiny little blooms. But if I had to describe this scent, I would say that it's kind of a mild vanilla scent. But really, really cute little orchid. I am enjoying this one. It's sort of I guess an ivory white bloom with yellow in the center. Really, really nice. I'm enjoying this one. I think when I repot it, I will put it on a mount. I think it's a perfect candidate to be on a mount. Okay, so that's the first one. And the second one was my Ludicea, the jewel orchid. And the two spikes that I purchased it with are now opening. This one has, again, very, very mild fragrance that's a little bit spicy. So again, not any kind of scent that's going to fill up the room, but if you do get very, very close to it, you can pick up on that scent. Still though, the foliage I think is rather attractive, and it has, let's see, where is it? Oh, right here it does have a new little growth coming up. Okay, so that's two that I had purchased in spike about a month ago. And then the next one that I want to show you is Cattleya orchid, Pidiae variety Cerulean. And this orchid I have had now for a number of months. And you can tell it's still in the original pot from how it was shipped to me. Original media, original pot. Nothing has been done to change this one. It's been adjusting to my environment under the grow lights in my second growing space. Doing well, but you have to be a careful orchid observer. And right down here, there is a new growth. Hopefully the camera can pick up on that. There is a new growth right down here at the base. And so I'm going to be watching that, let it develop a little bit more. Notice when it seems to be wanting to add roots, and this one will be a prime candidate for a future repotting video. Okay, and the same situation with this Latoria type Dendrobium. This one is Rotostictum #1 crossed with Little Atro. You've seen this orchid before. It was the one that was attacked by the spider mites and does have some permanent leaf damage because of that. But it does have, again, some new growth happening right down here. And so I'm going to watch, and this one will be also a prime candidate for being repotted sometime soon, because this is the original pot that I purchased it in. And the media is, what I also purchased it in. So all of this needs to be refreshed. Okay. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is insert a picture of a sad orchid story. It's one of the two Cymbidiums that I had in my collection, and I had repotted it many months ago, and it had such a poor root system. It did manage to hang on for a number of months during the fall and winter, but now it is just failing like overnight. Every leaf is turning brown, and the new little green sprouts that I saw at the base of some of the bulbs have also just turned brown and shriveled. And so sadly, this is, a case where I will be saying goodbye to this orchid and maybe trying with another Cymbidium later on this year so that I can have 2 in my collection instead of just 1. And then the final orchid today for the Orchid Medley Chit Chat is my Cattleya type Burdekin Wonder Lakeland. And this one had the really great new pseudobulb growth this season. So it was the tallest and the largest pseudobulb. This is its very first bloom sheath under my care. And I'm going to insert a little clip here because this is next to my grow lights in the other room, and this bloom sheath almost has to be backlit by that light for you to see what I want to show you. But the first thing that started to happen is that this bloom sheath began to turn a little bit yellow in color. And then eventually I could tell by the shadow when the bloom sheath was backlit that the bloom was actually forming inside. And if you very gently touch it, you can feel the swelling in that bloom sheath. So hopefully by the little inserted snippet that I've put up, you can see the shadow of that bloom inside the sheath, and really looking forward to this one bursting through at some point and giving me at least one really nice bloom. It's also got some really great root growth going on at the top of the pot. Okay, so that's my Orchid Medley Chit Chat. I hope you enjoyed it. If you learned something new, please give it a thumbs up, and the subscribe button will be coming up in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I apologize for not having any videos this past week. I did do a week-long sort of hospital thing with my mom, and she didn't get released until Saturday, so all of my time was consumed by that. I was barely managing to take care of my orchids, much less make a video. So hopefully I will be a little bit more back on track this week, and talk to you next time.